God, I look rough. Welcome guys to day number 16 of Vlogmas. Today we are going to play a game. It is called How Many Ways Can You Make or Consume Pork? So I've already showed you guys stewed pork. We've gone to Auntie Nadine's and bought jerk pork. And today your girl is making a stuffed pork tenderloin. And I just gotta show you because why wouldn't I? I have to show you this tenderloin. It is always so good. Maybe one of you will want to try it. Who knows? A little later, I'm also going to take you along to the opening of festival. But first, let's get the cookie tin out of the way. So for today, I'm going to choose this one. 5 things you cannot do without in your sewing room. Wow. Go ahead and leave me a comment down below and let me know what 5 things you absolutely need in your sewing room. Now, I'm not talking about sewing machines and sergers and cover stitches and so on. I'm talking about other things because clearly you can't sew without a sewing machine. And a serger is useful and so is a cover stitch. But I want to know what other things in your sewing room you cannot do without. So go ahead and drop the comments down below. Righty, so what are the 5 things I cannot do without in my sewing room? So the first one has to be magic tape. Now, if you have been here long enough or if you have been on my Instagram account, then you guys know that I love me some magic tape. But you're probably wondering, what does magic tape have to do with sewing? Well, I like to use my magic tape to mark the right side of my fabric, particularly when it's very difficult to discern the right from the wrong side. Sometimes there are subtle differences that you don't notice until your garment has been sewn up. So when I'm cutting out my pieces, I like to stick a piece of magic tape on my pieces so that I can know which side is the right side. As a bonus, I can also write on the magic tape. So I can write front, I can write back, I can label any other pieces, so on and so forth. So magic tape is definitely a must-have in my sewing room. Plus, I do have a lot of PDF patterns. Just because of where I live, it's not so easy to get my hands on the big 5 patterns, and it's gonna get much harder for us now because I have just checked and Simplicity is no longer offering big 5 patterns for sale to international customers. Like really? What the heck? Not even the PDF copies. Seriously, I feel like my sewing life is almost over because I tend to sew a lot of the big 5 patterns over the indie patterns just because I am so comfortable with their pattern block. I know what adjustments I need to make. Anyways, I've gone off on a rant. I'm supposed to be sharing with you 5 things. So the first thing, as I said, is the magic tape. The second thing that I cannot do without in my sewing room is stitch witchery. Have you guys ever used that? Now for stitch witchery, I like to use it to hold my plackets into place. If you watched the sew along for the grain line archer, you would have seen me use it quite a lot. I used it to secure my front placket, iron it into place, and then that means I can top stitch easily from the outside of the garment. So stitch witchery would definitely be my second thing. Now the third thing that I cannot do without in my sewing room has got to be my seam ripper. Seriously, you guys, you already know that I'm not very good with following pattern instructions. I'm almost always ignoring them. And that sometimes means your girl gets herself into trouble, which requires the use of my seam ripper. And I think I have at least 3 or 4 of them in my sewing boxes because I need one close to my machine, I need one at my cutting table, I need one just in case I can't find one, and I need one in case I can't find the one that I can't find. Listen. A seam ripper is a must-have in my sewing space, and I'm pretty sure it's probably a must-have in your sewing space as well, because what is sewing without a mistake? Funnily enough, the 4th thing that I cannot do without in my sewing room is my rotary cutter. You guys, when I started sewing, I was all about good shears. I first had a pair of, is it the gingham ones? I think that's what it's called. No, ginger, what is it? Gosh, I can see it in my mind's eye, but I can't remember the name. Anyway, I had a pair of those shears. I have had alpha shears. I have had regular shears. And now I have a LDH scissors shear. And it is great. It is very sharp. It feels nice in my hands. I love those pair of scissors. But your girl sews with so much rayon and viscose type fabrics that I have come to love my rotary cutter. It makes cutting those types of fabrics so much easier on my cutting mat. It means I don't have to worry about my fabric shifting. You know, when you're using a pair of shears and you're cutting through the fabric, sometimes your layers are shifting. But with a rotary cutter, because I'm putting pattern weights or sometimes cantins on my fabric, it means that I can get a really, really precise cut using my rotary cutter. Now, my rotary cutter is also from LDH Scissors, and it is amazing. If you have never checked out their products, I would definitely encourage you to run on over to their page and have a look for yourself. They are a little bit pricey, I think, or maybe that's just me because I have to do the conversion, but definitely well worth it in my opinion. Now, the last item I cannot do without in my sewing room is spray starch. Yes, you guys. If you don't sew, you're probably pretty confused, like why would I even need spray starch? But again, I sew with a lot of drapey type fabrics, and I like to use spray starch to completely soak my fabric in spray starch, and then I press it out on the ironing board. Like, you can actually iron the fabric at this point. And that just helps to stabilize the fabrics just a little bit. It doesn't make it crisp like a cotton would be, but it definitely improves the stability and it washes out. So that means once I have constructed my garment and I pop it into the wash, all that starch washes out, and then I have my floaty garment. So if you have never tried spray starch in your fabrics, I would definitely recommend it. Now, those are the 5 things that I cannot do without in my sewing room. So drop me a comment down below and let me know what are the 5 things that you cannot do without in your sewing room. Right, while I wait for you to respond, I'm gonna head to the kitchen and get started on this stuffed pork tenderloin.
Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the windows in the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sanctuary. Doesn't matter, it's Christmas in my heart. And I can promise Santa's coming to visit. No, he wouldn't miss this in Christmas times. Oh, and the sunset, it is just getting better on a blanket with the skyline painted in blue. Ooh, yeah, that's what we do. We'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the windows in the rain is pouring. It will always be.
Hey boos, it's me again. So I'm getting ready to head out to the opening of festival. Now, it is dark on the outside. It's already after 6, which means I'm late, but I'm hoping that I can get some footage that I can share with you guys. So fingers crossed, my camera will be able to pick up some of what's happening on the stage and to give you guys a good idea of what the environment is like at the opening of festival. So hopefully, see you soon.
Only months around, we could get away with that. Only months around, government could run amok. This is the land of my birth, still the greatest place on earth. Now what it's worth, I will put my country first.
Montserrat, everybody let me hear you from the front to the back now.
Yo, you watch me, yo, you watch me, yo. I have a nosy neighbor. Yo, you watch me, yo, you watch me, yo. When it can't stop me, you let me know. You watch me, you gotta stop. You watch me, you gotta hurt. You watch me, what we got the bobby.
No, we got a man.
You watch me,
I let them know.
you watch me,
Make them know.
you can't stop me.
Yo,
You can't stop me.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Premier's Office, Montserrat Arts Council, I declare Festival 2024 officially open. Go out, enjoy, and be safe.
Hey lovies, so I am back from the opening of festival. The kiddies had fun. They were able to meet their friends. Well, Mini-Me was able to meet her friends, run around for a bit. Champ just hung out with his dad and I. He did get to run around as well, but he doesn't really have any friends, at least not yet. But we did have a good family outing out. I'm glad that we were able to take them to the opening of festival. If you have been watching Vlogmas, then you already know that my husband plays in the band for the end of year festivities. So that means he has been really busy in the band house over the last couple of weeks. He decided to take today off so that we would have an opportunity to take the kids out together. So I was really happy about that. But guys, it is late and you know what I'm going to say. I am tired. Oh goodness, I am just not as young as I used to be. I remember the days I could have gone out. As a matter of fact, I was getting out of my bed at midnight to get ready to hit the streets. And then I would be crawling in after the sun was already up. Those were the days when Christmas festivities and Carnival really, I can't even tell you guys. Just know I was a different girl back then. But no, I'm a wife and a mom and a seamstress. So life really is different for me now. Now, before I tell you toodles, maybe you guys want to see what I'm wearing because it is me made. So this is Simplicity 3010. It is a Mimiji pattern. And if you have been on my channel for any time at all, then you probably have already seen this one. I actually did a full review of this pattern here on the channel. So if you're curious about my thoughts on this pattern, then run on over to this video right here and give that one a watch. So I'm gonna go ahead and get myself ready for bed, but I'll catch you again tomorrow for day number 17 of Vlogmas. So until then guys, stay calm, stay cool, stay safe, and thank you so much for watching Vlogmas. Peace.